what's new? Back with another pick here today. It's been my last one of the day. A few games I'm just not too sure about. A lot of games here are just we're coming down to the end of the year. Where a lot of games are just nonsense. I mean, you look at a game like the Kings versus the Grizzlies, absolutely meaningless for both teams. You look at the Pelicans versus Warriors, absolutely meaningless for both teams. The Grizzlies and Warriors, they're playing each other at the last game of the season. So today, both of the games mean absolutely nothing. Um, the Pistons versus the Nuggets. I love to pick the Nuggets, obviously, versus, the lowly Pistons. But I just don't know. Is Jokic going to play? I know he's usually not the type of guy to rest full games like that. But I just don't know. And the Nuggets, they are playing for that. They are still playing for that third seed, but it's not the biggest game in the world for them either. So yeah, a lot of games I'm just not too sure about. So yeah, man. And actually, this is gonna be my last pick for until the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I might make a few picks for the games that are later in the day for the last couple days. So it might not. I might still make a couple more picks, but this potentially could be my last pick until the playoffs. So just letting you guys know that's why I don't upload. Basically, I just don't have time. I don't have the time to make picks for games that are real early like that. Like the games that will be tomorrow where they're all early. Those are at 11 a.m. for me. So like I just the time I can make videos is like at 9, 10 a.m. Like that's the only time I have available to make these videos. So yeah, I'm not gonna have time to make picks for the 11 a.m. games. But there's the Bucks versus the Heat that's at 6, and then on the 16th, there's quite a few games that are at later in the day. So I'll definitely make picks for the 16th. Let's say that. But the 15th, I might not make a pick. We'll see what the read is on the Heat versus the Bucks. It really depends on if the Bulls beat the Nets. If the Bulls beat the Nets, then the Bucks have a reason to play in that game. And if the Nets win, I'm probably gonna be picking the Heat, and if the Bulls win, I'm gonna be picking the Bucks. But we'll see how all that goes. So yeah, just letting you guys know. But for today, the game I am going to be picking is the Cleveland Cavaliers going to Washington to take on the Wizards. This is a big game for the Wizards. Absolutely meaningless game for the Cavaliers. Let's cover the injuries. Just get out the way. The Cavaliers have a ton of them because they're a bad team, and that's what bad teams do. They just have a lot of guys out. They're not risking. They're not mortgaging their future for meaningless games. Can't blame them, but I'm gonna reap the rewards. You know what I'm saying? Delvedova out for the year. Larry Nance out for the year. Prince out for the year. Osman questionable with an ankle injury. He didn't play last game. Spoiler alert: he's not gonna play today. Osman's a young player. The Cavaliers. He's a key player for the Cavaliers' future. I don't see him playing. They're not gonna risk him playing. He may not even actually have an ankle injury, but the fact that they haven't been playing him as of late, they've been sitting him out with supposed ankle injury tells me that this game's not going to be any different. They're not going to play him in this one. Windler out for the year. Hartenstein out with a concussion. Garland questionable with an ankle injury. Same thing as Osman, key player for the Cavaliers' future. Who the hell knows if he actually has an ankle injury? But he hasn't been playing. They've been sitting him out. I don't think this game is going to be any different because it doesn't mean anything. So expecting Garland to sit this game as well. Could be wrong, but that's just what I'm expecting. Stevens out of concussion. And yes, the Cavaliers have two guys on one basketball team with a concussion. So that tells you all you need to know. The Wizards, Bradley Beal still out. Hoping that he can play for the play-in tournament. This Wizards team would absolutely needs him. Russ and Beal are essentially the whole entire team. You know what I'm saying? They obviously have some guys that can shoot, like Bertans. But Westbrook and Beal are the main players of the team. Hopefully he can play for the play-in. He's not going to be playing in this game. Bryant out for the year, and Avdia out for the year as well. So, yeah, man. Like I said, with this game, absolutely meaningless for the Cavs, but the Wizards, this is a very big game for them. They were not able to even take one game from their 2-game series with the Hawks. They played the Hawks 2 times in a row. They lost both games. So the Wizards need this game to clinch the play-in tournament. The Bulls are still in it. They're only 2 games out, and there's 2 games left. So the Wizards have to win at least one game to clinch that play-in. And with their final game being versus the Hornets, which could be a tough game, I would think that they would want to get it over with and take care of business here so that Hornets game doesn't have as much meaning. That the Hornets game will probably have some meaning because, they could still potentially make the 8th seed. They could still make the 9th seed, the Wizards can. So that game will mean something, I think, but they don't want everything on the line for that game, you know what I'm saying? They don't want the possibility of losing that game and then going home with nothing, not even able to play in the play-in. Because, if the Bulls win out and the Wizards lose every game, the Bulls will slide into 10th. And imagine if the Wizards, just 2 months ago, their season was dead in the water, and they fought back, and they've won all these games. They went on crazy hot streaks. Imagine if all that went out the window. Wizards do not want that to happen. So with this game, the spread is -8 for the Wizards. Crucial game for them. They want to win this game to get into the play-in. They don't want all of it going on the line versus the Hornets. I got to pick the Wizards here. Credit to the Bulls for, staying alive, but I think it ends today. I think the Wizards should come out here and win fairly easily versus a Cavs team that, isn't really going all out. And spread of -8 isn't too crazy. I'd expect this game to really be -10 or 11. I think the reason why it's -8 is because, the Cavs have shown that they can actually win a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Celtics. Kevin Love dropped 30. Colin Sexton played well as well. Colin Sexton is still playing. And, Kevin Love's going to play because Kevin Love isn't the Cavs' future. Colin Sexton is, so I am surprised that he's still been playing these games. But, he must just want to compete. And, that's why I think the spread is not as big as it should be, is because the Cavs have shown that they can actually win. But I don't think they're going to win here. Got to go with the Wizards. Going to pick up an extra point, expecting a big game from Russ here. He's been playing fantastic. But, yeah, gonna pick up an extra point here. So I'm going to make it -7 for the Wizards. That's going to be my pick, hoping that they can clinch the play-in today. And, yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Wizards -7.